We are live.
Ahoy! Captain Olivia here, and the Queen made it. A Queen is never late.
Whew, never late, but
Yeah.
we had quite a scare. I just had to talk about it to get it out of my system.
Uh-huh.
But we
Okay.
we live next door to my mother, aka landlord, aka neighbor, and she has Alzheimer and it's gotten worse. And I left to go and eat lunch at a friend's house, and then I came back from that lunch in time to get ready for this stream, and I hadn't seen her in her regular spot in both of those times. And then I logged into my Find My iPhone, which I can use to track her, and we could not find any locations. So at the time this stream was supposed to go live, I was like pulling together a search party to go look for my mom around the neighborhood and get her home. But while I was doing that, she came through the door. And I think what has happened is that she, every now and then, she manages to turn off the SIM card in her phone. So when she was off the
Ooh.
premises, the location didn't show up. So I just saw like her location was like unknown, and then I can find her, and then yeah, and it turned out that she had gone to the store to buy cigarettes, which is something she could still do last week, but it seems like today that is not something she can do anymore because she came home and she was like, "They're very weird at the store," and I'm like, "Yeah." I don't think it's the store people that are the problem right now. But anyway, so still a
And
little
I was up
flabbergasted.
here. I didn't know shit. So I was like, I pulled out my iPhone something something and I vlogged. So I made
Yeah,
a little vlog. Will the Queen make it to the live stream? And of course she did.
yeah. And then I like called up. I was like, "Ooh, mom is gone." Anyway, let's go over to something that we know well that is
That
always
is a
there for
song,
us.
actually. Mommy's gone. La, la, la,
Mom's
la, la, la,
gone.
la.
Well, oh my god, let's not talk too much about mothers being gone because then I will start crying.
She's
But
not
for those,
gone.
no, she's not gone. For those who just came, we had a little bit of an intro story about my mother with Alzheimer, who we thought was gone, and that is why we're even later than normal. But we are gonna go do some tech, get the foundation back under my feet with something that I know well, which is coding. So what, why, and how. So today we are going to continue working on our podcast player app, or our podcast player website in Astro. And yesterday we managed to create a persistent player so that you can start playing an episode on one page and then keep surfing the website and keep listening to the episode that you started. And we almost got the buttons to follow along with their state. And why? Oh, so I was still in the house. So we almost got the buttons to synchronize with the state of the player. So I think I'm going to show that on the how today because then it's more easy to explain what
But
we're
what are we
doing.
doing today?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's better. I realize now that it would be better to show what we have and then talk about what we're doing, because what we are
Okay.
doing is completing this little exercise of
We wanted to persist.
so we have the persistent working, and then what we
Oh,
need now is that we need the buttons to also stay in sync, persistently in sync. So okay, now we are. So this is the site so far, and
yep.
I was zooming the wrong window. And with this is all the way up here, so it doesn't interfere with this little debugger here. But anyway, so what we managed to do was that if I click play here, it starts playing, and then I can actually move over to another page and it will keep playing. Did you hear that now? Because I realized your audio is not in my ear. Did you
Oh,
hear the playing through the
no,
speakers?
no,
No. Um,
no, no, no.
no, no, no. I'm gonna fix these headphones after doing the intro. So, but what you can see is that if we go back and we do play here, and then, well, then it doesn't work because the button has been loaded again. So let's do play and move into here, and it still says play. It doesn't get that pause, right? And that is
No,
because
I didn't hear that. What did he say?
so we start on this page,
Yeah.
and if I do play episode here,
Yeah.
it says pause, and I can do play, pause, play, pause. So I do play, and I go to that actual page, and this says play, it doesn't say pause, and when I click on it, nothing happens. And that's because new DOM elements have appeared on the page, and the way that we attach ourselves to the DOM elements, they were attaching themselves to the DOM element when we were on that first load page, and not. So I think if we reload here, it will work again because then we are attaching those DOM elements. So that is still not the how, but this is the what. This is where we were at. And somebody yesterday talked about how we needed to do something on kind of like the load of the new page. If that makes sense. Like we're swapping out now that we've done this persistent player, we've actually turned our Astro site into a single page application after the initial load. So when we move about now, we're not doing full reloads. We are just swapping out the DOM in the background. And that reminded me because we were exploring persistent players many streams ago to make sure that it was actually possible.
Yeah.
And somebody commented, it works. If you keep the view transition, keep in mind in client-side script, Astro page load and Astro after swap, and in the forms that data Astro reload. So
That's Eric J. Franco.
he was kind of already knowing that 10 days ago that we would be getting into this problem. And I must say it was super helpful that he had said that, because then yesterday on stream when we were having this problem, I'm like, that's what he was talking about.
Yes. Good on you, Eric J. Franco.
Yes. And thank
Traveling
you.
in time.
And so I think what we have here is like on the player, again, what I said, like we are going, as on that first load, this script runs and it queries for the audio player. It queries for all of the buttons, and then it attaches lots of things, and then it runs through and it does update all button. And then we tried at the end, we tried this data Esther rerun, but I don't think that was the full solution. So remove that for now. So it is working on first load, but what we need to do is to say that it should happen more than once. It should happen every time the page swaps. It should happen on every page swap, and then, or Dom, what did he call it? Astro after swap. But then we also need to do it on that first page load. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. And yeah, so I am the what is the what is to get this script to run multiple times, and we needed to run on the initial page load, and then we needed to run on every swap of the page or the swap of the DOM. Yeah. And why? It's because we want all these buttons to kind of stay in sync. It's kind of stupid, if you're running, you start playing and you get the pause button, and then you move to another page, the play button is suddenly not pause anymore. So that's what we're trying to figure out. Yeah. But I kind of want my audio on these airs, and I don't want to get them on Bluetooth midstream because I've had it happen before that I need to reload my browser, restart my browser to actually get the audio to work somehow. Like these things are not working. But didn't I have like a good old audio cable somewhere in my neat office? So our daughter, the pirate princess, is working on a behind the scenes video, and you will see the state of my office.
It's great.
The state of my office is not the bestest. I tell you that. It is not the bestest. But I did we use my audio cable for movie night?
Horses? No.
Yeah, when we were watching Slow
No,
Horses.
no, 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 no. No,
No,
no, no, no, no.
no. But maybe I can steal the one that we used for Slow Horses. Let me have a look. I'm sorry, I'm just leaving you alone in our stream.
All right then. Yeah, I've been working on my sketch notes today. Here. This one is from Casey Neistat's video with the secrets of movie making. Movie making? Filmmaking, not movie. Filmmaking. You see there in the middle is a crown. So he says that the story is queen. Or he actually says king, but it's the same thing. And then all the other things are to support. I'm sorry about this. It's mirrored as always because I'm gonna do this on my iPhone later, and it's mirrored because I'm doing I'm doing the what the kids do, the selfie, So yeah, but here it says FX. FX, that means special effects. It's just there to support your story. Edits. Edits is just there to support your story. 4K, like if you got that camera thing, expensive thing, it's to support the story. And also the other gear, all the gear, there's a G there. It's hard to see that, but it says gear. And also the software, buy some expensive software. It's just to support the story, man or woman.
Or queen. I think that is such a good point, and it also shows that I think that video is pretty dated because I think these days you wouldn't call 4K like special effects yet. It's like 5K or something.
No,
Like even
that's
that.
not it. 4K is not a special effect. 4K is the camera.
Yes, but still, like he was saying, like
FX is special effects.
yes, but if you have 4K, that is like to support the story because back then that wasn't the standard. But now, even I think even Lillian's little action camera shoots in 4K as a default.
Oh
So,
no.
but
I need to change it.
no, I think it's still valid because now I think with StreamYard we're just
No.
shooting in like 1080p or whatever it's called.
No, no, no,
But
no, no.
we are
I'll
not
draw a
movie.
little I'll draw a little camera. You know what do you
Yeah,
call the cameras with the lenses?
yeah, yeah. One of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do think like his point is that all of the things in addition to the story. So I think that point about 4K is actually a point about gear. So yeah, I think it makes sense to
No,
make that into
there is totally the yeah.
G. Okay, yeah. Anyway,
Whatever.
but I love the sketch note, and I do also love the teachings. Like I think those things are super relevant because yeah, the internet, video content of the internet is changing these days, and
But story will be the same as it was around the campfire back when Achilles and Patroclus, his boy, were outside of Troy.
I
Wow,
mean
that rhymed. That was
that rhymes.
poetry.
Story together with cash is still queen. Okay, I am back. I can now hear you. I can think. We've talked through my reason for being late. We are all. It's it's all good. Okay, so let's just get back to this code. So he's giving us a hint here then that we need to do astro page load and astro after swap. And I remember, where did you go, comment? There you go. I remember that we looked at the astro docs yesterday on this, but we were like at the end, and always at the end it's hard to get it right because you're like stressed and tired and all of that. So let's try again. So
You
it
weren't
says here,
stressed, you were just tired.
I was tired. Script re-execution. So
Oh,
we read this yesterday, and it says that after initial execution, they will be ignored in inline scripts. So even if you end up having the same component, I think multiple times, or at least the same script exists. No, that is what it says. Even if the script exists on a new page after transition, it won't rerun. So we can do data astro rerun. So that's what we tried to add yesterday. But then under here, it says something about life cycle events. So let me put that back in there. But then it says to ensure that a script runs every time a page is loaded during client-side navigation, it should be executed by a life cycle event. For example, event listeners for DOM content loaded can be replaced by Astro page load lifecycle event. If you have code that sets up a global state in an inline script, this needs to say state will need to take into account that the script might be executed more than once. So check for the global state in the script tag. So I don't think we do have, no, we don't have a global state. So see the add view transitions tutorial for an example of upstating existing scripts in a project. Lifecycle events. So we have before preparation, before swap, after swap, and page load. So our friend Eric mentioned after swap and page load. So let's have a look at the difference between those. An event that fires immediately after the new page replaces the old page. You can listen to this event on the document and trigger actions that will occur before the new page's DOM elements render and script runs. So that's not what we want. We probably do want this data page load then. An event that fires at the end of page navigation after the new page is visible to the user and blocking styles and scripts are loaded. You can listen to this event on the document. So I think we just kind of need to do this. We need to just wrap our code in an Astro page load. This only runs once, but it runs once on every page load, I hope. Oh, you can use this event to run code on every page navigation or only once ever. So we don't want to have once true. We want to skip that, I think. So, but let's copy all of this then. So we can make all our code that we already have. We'll make it, let's make it, call it the player. Or like init player.
Yeah.
And then we can, well, the thing is though, that the player actually doesn't change because the player persists. So it's the buttons that change. So it's actually only update all buttons we need to update. So if I put the buttons inside, instead of grabbing the buttons there, we put them inside the update all buttons. And then we also do the buttons for each inside of this function. Then that could work. So for each button, we do that twice, but we can just do that once then. So for each button, we set the state and we'll do two. We do update all buttons. Well, it doesn't matter if we do it a little. We can listen to get attributes. What am I thinking now? Because we have one where we set the state that needs to be updated also on the audio add event listener. And then we have the one that needs to happen on every page load. Yeah, so let's stop. We'll remove that. Well, what did I do? Let's undo. Yeah, so we'll do the update all buttons can still be one function, but then this other one, which is attaching the click, well, that also needs to happen, but that doesn't need to happen here on the add event listener. Okay, now I'm seeing what I'm thinking here. So we have the update all buttons, and then we'll have this one will be const init all buttons. So we'll just ask for all the buttons again instead of using the same global state. Sometimes we are seeing that I need all of the code. With Copilot and the prettier and everything, it often goes a little awry when we do the refactoring. I should probably get better at how we refactor. So instead of then having kind of a global setup of these buttons, we'll just ask for the buttons every time we run this function, because then we are sure to get the buttons that are visible at that point. And then we'll do the audio player. So that should happen on page load once. And then this update all button. So this should only happen once, and then update all buttons should happen on all page loads, and then init all buttons should also happen on all page loads. So if we do the document add event listener, okay. So on this once, we want to do the setup stuff. So we'll do this part. And then we don't need to do an update on the buttons because they will all be playable because nothing is running on that first state. So we don't need that, but we need to init all the buttons. Init all buttons. And then we can do the document event listener astro page load for, and without the ones, so once is false, update all buttons. So that should happen on every page load, and we also need to init all buttons on every page load. Okay, so then I don't need that here because this will only happen once. And then on every page load, we init and we update. And then on all the audio changes, we update all the buttons. That makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense to the people listening or watching, but we'll see if it works. And if it works, I will try to explain it with a little, maybe we'll try and make a little diagram. Okay. Do we think it will work?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so let's play. Well, now I can't even play the episodes, so nothing is working now. No. Are we not seeing the page? Okay, let's do a little console logging here now. So console log page loaded once. And then we'll do console log page loaded every time. Yeah, that's correct, Copilot. That is every time. That's what we wanted. So I was trying to reload the page with the stream going. Oh, audio is not defined. So where do we grab the audio? Is not defined. We're using the audio somewhere.
Yes, you made a variable called audio.
Oh, and we use that in the update all buttons. Now it makes sense. So we need to set up that globally in some way. And they are then saying that we need to put it, well, I think we don't need to make it that global. Do you think we can just keep it outside of the scope? Because it doesn't need to be available anywhere else. It doesn't have to be available on the window. Oh, I'm again trying to, okay, that works. Ah! See that? Pause. It's
Does that mean it works?
It works.
Yes.
Oh, but I think we declare it twice. So let me have a little look. Did I just
Yeah.
copy paste it and forget? No.
It didn't like it. There's something
Oh,
there
I
about
think
the
it
audio.
is. Yeah, I think it is because we are, since we have the data astro rerun, but maybe we don't need it to rerun then. We just need it to listen to this page load events. Okay, let's try again.
Let's try again. Ooga. Ooga, ooga, ooga.
Yeah, so that seems to work. So we don't need all of the script to rerun. We only need to rerun certain certain parts when we do page load, and page load once and page load all the time. So I think we're done.
I like it. Quick.
But I kind of want to like just make a little diagram to see what we're doing here.
Yeah.
To kind of explain it to myself and everyone, so maybe we remember it. But Eric said, keeping my client-side project extra page load and after swap and inform data after reload. So why would we not do this on after swap? Okay, yeah, because after swap happened before the page loaded, but after we've swapped to the new page, but we don't know if the whole DOM has rendered yet. But page load is happening after the new DOM has rendered. Okay. TL draw. We were looking at our cute, cute,
Yeah.
cute, cute. Okay. So let's look at this. Astro view transitions. Have you anything seen anything that small? Let's go in astro view transitions, but let's call it view transitions, and we want to make a persistent audio player.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
persistent ardent player. So there we go. So what we had is that we had one function update button that grabs all buttons and make sure state is synced with the player. So grabs all buttons and make sure state, or like text, no, state, I would say state is synced to player. Grabs all buttons and make sure the state is synced to all players, and it does that by checking. So if well, we don't need to go that much into detail. Update button, and then we have init buttons, update buttons. Init buttons that it grabs all buttons and add click handlers or click event listeners. Listeners. And then what we are saying is that when a new page, or when a page reloads, we want to do update buttons and init buttons. So because when a page reloads, we might be getting new buttons, or we will be getting new buttons. We are removing the DOM and replacing it with a new DOM that has new buttons coming in. And I am thinking this would be weird if we made any of the buttons persistent. We would be keep adding event handlers to, like, click event listeners to it. We were going to add click event handlers. We're listening to the event and we're adding handlers. But in our case, we don't persist any of these buttons across pages. So we know that all the buttons showing up on this new page are new buttons. So we initialize them with the click event handlers, and then we update the buttons. And the reason why we don't have this in the same function is because we also, and we didn't make a function for that. So, but that happens when a page reloads every time. But when a page reloads, so that's kind of like the first load. Was it called load? Yeah, it's just called load. When page loads, it's not reload. So when page loads, which is once, we grab the audio player and add event handlers to what did we put? Play, pause. Oh, play, pause, and ended. This should be play, pause, and ended. To play, pause, ended. And that event handler Oh, we don't just know. We add update buttons. We add update buttons to play, pause, and ended events.
All right.
But on the player events, we don't need to do the init buttons. Then we only need to update. So that's why I made them different. Oh, all the text will become the same color. I was hoping I could make some of it red. Events. I should practice making these different, like, diagrams, flow diagrams and sequence diagrams and stuff like that. I think it would be super helpful. So we'll do red or orange. So we have the update button. And I make a little red there to see where we use it. And then we have the blue, which is the inlet. And then we have the green. No, we don't have. That's and grabs all buttons and add click event handlers or add click event handlers. So we could make better names for all of these functions. We're doing quite a lot inline instead of giving them names, but I think that's fine. It's such little code. So all of this is within the player component. So it would also only work, I think, if this component is used once. If we use this component multiple times, we might be getting some additional handlers. So we might have to look a little bit more into vanilla JS and see like what are some best practices to make sure we're not listening to the click events multiple times and stuff like that. But this works. And
yes. So we're going to publish it then.
I was
ship
thinking,
it.
Well, we can't ship it right now because I need to fork it and then make it specific to data in the wild and then hook it up to the domain and push it. But we can push this changes.
Yes, you can ship the changes to the GitHub.
I can do that.
The GitHub.
I can do that. Feature. So yeah, we didn't commit anything yesterday. That's not good practice of us.
I'll have a look at the GitHub then.
Yeah. So okay, so feature persistent player commit git push. Do you want me to make it a pull request so that you can have a look at it?
Okay. Yes.
Well,
that was
you said
too late.
No. That's too late.
I was too quick there.
I think you can still, if we go into GitHub,
I can
our
find
podcast website. Yeah, but I think you can even do some kind of. So we have 20 commits there. You can go and you click this one. You can still see the changes. You don't have to have a pull request to see the changes. Yeah. So that's a good way to have a look at like what changed in different commits. You can actually just click the commit and you get this nice thing here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's good.
We should also publish probably. I love how our notes are gonna have become these teal draws. You know.
I didn't get that. What do you mean?
I know. I tried to like. I really like that it's an infinite canvas where we can just like, okay, we'll just add some over here, and we don't have to like think about the structure. Where is it? And we can just add it here and here. And here we've added some like inspirational things and just using TL Draw as an infinite canvas, I guess. Or what do we call it? Tankekart or mind maps, and you can do anything.
Map.
I still think this looks so lovely. I kind of just want my site to look like this, exactly like this. Maybe we should use this font and just make it look like like that.
What font is it?
Yeah, we're pretty close with the design. So, yep. Whew. I think I need to get off the stream now that we've shipped.
Yes, you should. And but I have a message.
Yes.
Maybe you could bring the homework too, because I saw it was on the kitchen table.
Oh, bring the homework up to school? But don't you think the
teacher's not there, but to her?
Okay. She doesn't need it at her friends.
Don't do it. What?
Yeah, because she has to hand it in on Monday, so it's better if it just stays here and then she hands it in on Monday. Yeah.
But she's bringing her flute?
She didn't want to bring her flute because she didn't want to pack it or something, but now that... So we are now talking about our daughter that left her. She's staying at a friend's house overnight, and we forgot to bring the suitcase to school. So I have to go and deliver that suitcase now. And I also just need that breather after what happened right before stream. So that's good to get out of the house into real life. So we're just discussing what she needs. But I'm just gonna grab whatever she packed. She's a really good packer.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah.
Okay then.
So, remember to like and subscribe over on YouTube or follow us on Twitch.
Yes, it's
And
called follow.
you really should go um and subscribe over on YouTube, because I think on Sunday the pirate princess, aka our daughter, who is
Yeah,
9, will be releasing her first video on YouTube, which is a behind the scenes of this Monday's stream. So, and
it's going to be great.
it's
And
gonna be
we're
great.
going live tomorrow, aren't we?
We're also going live tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central European time with our Mixpod project that we work on every other Saturday. And as you can see here, it's a curate podcast episodes into new shareable podcast feeds. And tomorrow will be the last stream in a while, because I am going to Portugal for 3 weeks. And I will not be streaming from there. I will actually have a vacation. Well, I will work from Portugal, but I'll have a vacation from this stream and from the situation that happened before stream that you can hear about if you go back to the beginning of this stream. So, very excited about that.
And tomorrow we'll also stream on the Twitch, won't we?
Yes, we'll keep streaming on Twitch and see how it goes. Yesterday we got raided, and that we were all flabbergasted.
I made a sketch note about that too. Where is it? Here it is. These are the raiders.
Oh, I love
raiding
it.
us. They're totally raiding us. Do you see the bear there? The bear.
Yes. And I see Salma and all the other
Salma flag.
pirates. Yeah.
What do you say, pirate?
There's pirates down there. You have to move it closer to yourself because it's too blurry. Okay, that's
The
better.
astro pirates. You see the
See,
astronauts?
yes, I see the astronauts.
It's blurry no matter what I do. There you go.
No, there we go. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Astronaut pirates. Yep.
I love this. That you should put that out on Twitter and thank Salma for the raid yesterday.
I am going to.
White Panther.
I'm going to do that.
Yes.
I'm going to make a short.
But this was the last stream of our podcast 2-week build challenge. Whew. What have we learned? Streaming every day for 2 weeks on top of other things is quite the challenge. But also so much fun. So I think moving forward, every now and then we'll do a week where we stream every day. So if we have some kind of fun project, we'll stream every day, Monday to Friday, but streaming Monday to Friday for 2 weeks and also doing other work. I don't think we're going to be doing that again soon.
1 week is good enough.
1 week is good enough. But it's also a little sad. It's felt like I don't know, a ritual to get in here every day at 2 o'clock Central European time. That was it's been fun, and it's helped us focus on this project that we probably wouldn't have done as well otherwise, I think. Yeah.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.